Hello, thank you for joining me on 8. I am Maggie, and I am multidimensional Maggie coming straight to you. And what we are doing here is the multidimensional Momentum Maggie challenge with intensity from our heart and mind coherence. With the okay, so we are on day 35. And we have established here that we have made this sort of, since we're playing around with time and space, such as such 3D, we have created a sacred container that we are all setting wishes, desires, purposes, acts of service that we are going to manifest within these next 90 days. So we are looking at July 4th. It's going to be our Independence Day. So we have OK Godman, he's going to be looking at the lottery. Lisa Liewolf, she's going to be looking at business and monetizing it, making money, and also doing her poetry. We've got Jill, and she's also going to be looking for freedom across her life. And I am building my channel and working on how I can maybe bring more things to theaters near you. So we have created, so if you're just coming now, I want you to go and pick, what you were gonna really, you can have more than one, but there's one we're really gonna work on holding it, that it's done, it's complete. We're gonna occupy that state, the wish is fulfilled, it's done. So in light of that, this is day 35. Day 35. Woo, 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 day 35. Okay. So it's going to require you to just do a teeny bit of research, but it's easy. So I am challenging you in these forever more momentum times. But right now, I want you to be courageous, inspiring, persevere, and be determined. And what I would like to kind of highlight is this. This is an unforgettable marathon finish. Please look it up on YouTube, because when you see it, I really believe it will move you into mind and heart coherence, because this is us essentially on a type of marathon of our life. So for me, I have an athletic background. I did a lot of sports. I coached a ton of sports. And it was so interesting. You would always have athletes, myself included, who had no idea what our potentials were until we were pushed to the brink and then pushed beyond it. And when the mind and the will is set, like Napoleon Hill says, that chief aim, that I'm putting under the category of your purpose. It might be a dream, it might be a vision, it might be an act of service, whatever it falls into, freedom, the jackpot, business success, entrepreneurship, whatever it is, right? You're going to just have that laser focus, and you're going to carry on. You're not going to get discouraged. You're not going to just sprint and stop. You're going to marathon, and you're going to go it out. So I want you to look up on YouTube or wherever, an unforgettable marathon finish. And it is about the very first marathon that was in the Olympics. Okay, so like I was saying, in sports, you don't know what you're made of until you push to the brink and then passed. And I want you to see this, because this is us. We are going to keep moving through our momentum challenges far beyond this 90-day container, but for life, because you are all here to establish the new Earth social memory complex. So it means that marathon spirit has to exist, and it does, because you're here, and I know you're hearing me. So in 1984, it was the women's first marathon ever in the Olympics. And there was this grand woman named Gabriela Anderson-Schiess, and she was representing the Swiss. Okay, she went into the marathon, and the heat was horribly bad. And she also, in the last stretch, she missed some of the water shower. Okay, so she was pretty much way past her way past. Like, she was, if you know athletes and you learn from athletes, you begin to kind of learn, okay, this person needs to be pulled at this point. But she was so close to the end of the marathon. And if you listen to her, she talks about how before this marathon existed, they kept saying there is no evidence that a woman could complete a marathon. So when the marathon in 1984, and I remember this as a young woman, when the marathon came, it was so moving because it was kind of like, wow, can they do it? So yes. And so the women, they were preparing for this marathon. This was their debut in the Olympic. And of course, it was their chance, right? To show the world what women can do and that women can do it. And a lot of times we forget things like with Bannister and the 4-minute mile. We forget, like, before we break through, there's all this doubt, there's all this limit and stuff. And so that was around this too. But she talks about how her training carried her through. So in a way, I'm kind of encouraging you, like a coach, like a trainer, like a cheerleader, like whatever you want to put me in. Oh, and by the way, wait, commercial break real fast. We invite you in, angels. Okay, angels. Okay, here they are. They never leave us, but they like to be introduced. So anyway, I'm here to cheerlead you, train you, coach you, push you, because I really want you to have your best life. I really want you to fulfill your destiny. I really want you to give your acts of service. I really want you to do your purpose, because you are magnificent. And so her training carried her through, and this training to win was in her mind. And for us, it's building. For us, what we're training for is we are training for the new earth. We are training for ascension. We are training for the new earth social memory complex. Okay, so it's like our marathon, okay? And before she ran this race, she set her mind. Now you have Kyle Boyd and Leah Rush, because there are, I don't know, for me, they're my favorite heart coherence people, but I was doing heart coherence long before I met them. And then through my process of getting poisoned at work even more, that I really, really love the way Kyle Boyd and Lisa Rush deliver the heart coherence. But she set her mind, and you know when she set her mind to finish that Olympic marathon, she set her heart too. And so anyway, this is a quote. I'm in the Olympics, and I want to finish this race. And this is my one and only chance. Because she was 39 at the time, which, you know, women are considered old at certain points, right? But she knew this was her one and only chance. And I want to just tell you, when you see this video, you are going to see her. She is like, you can tell her mind's locked in, but she was telling her body to do things, but she was so in exhaustion and so in heat exhaustion, her muscles weren't listening. So she's walking, and you got to look this video up because it's her, even her voice. And she's all over the place. So you can clearly see that she is, you know, in need of some assistance. But in sports, we're taught to go to the brink and push past. So a lot of times, you know, everybody saw Rocky too, right? You have to sort of weigh in if you're going to pull, because once you tap an athlete out, that's it. They're done. So there was, if you look at the sidelines, they've got the white dressed medical staff, and they're watching her, and they've got her. But she comes through, and the finish line is right there. And even though she finished 37th, which I think is amazing. But anyway, even though she wasn't going to win or place in like the top 10 to 15, which she said kind of was her goal because there were some really amazing runners, she just wanted to finish. And you can see it when you watch the video. And she remembers the cheering and the noise, and it was just so incredible. And it was just so loud. And she didn't expect that she would be able to hear this like this. So she's walking through, and we all understand what that cheering, what that that loudness, it's energies. It was waves of energy that were encouraging her. Even the medical people, the doctor was talking to her. He knew she was in her right mind and she was still sweating. And so he knew like if they needed to pull her, but she just kept going. But she talks about how the cheering encouraged her. So I want to let you know, when you are in your darkest moment, you remember me over here cheering for you, because I am cheering for you, and I am believing for the greatest possible things for you ever. And we're going to all cheer each other on. But she did not expect something like that. And she could hear it. And because she could hear it, she kept on going. It kept her going. And we all know the way the energy works. You know that energy helped lift her to the end. In many places, when you study sports, there's just supernatural things that went on with Michael Jordan when he was in the air. There are supernatural things with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Supernatural. There is a spiritual component when an athlete excels. But anyway, watch your molecules and watch how you talk to yourself. You know, don't say things that are going to hurt yourself. I want to encourage you, like, be our biggest cheerleaders. And if you are in that dark place, know that I am in where I am, pulling you. I'm on the sidelines, coaching you. I'm the doctor looking for you to keep coming to the finish line. And I want you to rise up with your wills. Set your mind, renew your mind, and get in alignment with your heart. Let's do this, okay? We're going to get to the finish line, and you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised at what you can do. And for her, having this kind of support surprised her in a nice way. She was moved by all the compassion and the reaction of just average people. She said average people and athletes were watching at the games, all encouraging her as if she was the winner of the race. But what it was they had respect and admiration when you look at it, because she wasn't going to give up. I can't wait for you guys to see this video, because I want you to set it in your mind that not so much that you're overexhausted and stuff, but so many of us are going through so much and we just feel like we're at the end. I'm telling you now, you're not at the end. And you're going to move through the brink, and you're going to push through, and you're going to learn things about yourself. You're going to learn about how courageous you are. You are going to learn about how inspiring you are. You are going to learn how your perseverance, others are watching you, and you are going to learn that your determination, when you set your mind, like Reverend Ike says, right here and right now, we are taking on this momentum challenge. We are setting our wishes, and we are going to hold that vibration, and we are going to encourage each other on, and we're going to talk to ourselves in nice ways, and we are going to make it through that marathon finish and excel beyond that point. So back to this. All the other athletes were so supportive. So here is the wisdom, though, that this beautiful athlete took away. So Gabriela Anderson-Schiess, Schiess. At the time after the Olympics, I would have traded anything for a 10 to 15 place standing. At not having that, I thought she felt like she was a spectacle because she made it to the finish line and then collapsed. But now looking back with time, she says, I can see that the people kind of identified with her. You see that? People identified with her because she was running her race, and she was not giving up, and she was being courageous, and she was being inspiring, and she was persevering, and she was determined. So they were connecting with her, and that's a field, we know this. And because they saw her in the struggle that they saw themselves in, she said, if you really set your mind to it, you can overcome a lot of obstacles. And I believe that when you look at this video, that's what you're going to see. And I want you to get this positive. This is a positive imagery in your mind. If you are pushing through into the ethers, you're burning and you feel like you've hit the bottom, you have not. Keep pushing through, because you are just like Gabriela Anderson-Schiess. Gabriela, Gabriela Anderson, Anderson, Schiess, Schiess, an unforgettable marathon finish, okay? And it teaches you the lesson that besides overcoming obstacles, you have to get over some bad experiences and not dwell on them. You just look forward and you hopefully learn something from it. And these are some of the words she says. But I want you to get, when you do get a chance, just, you guys are so good with your fingers and getting to things. So, an unforgettable marathon finish, 1984 women's first marathon. I want you to look that up, and I want you to see this woman's courageousness, her inspiration, her perseverance, and her determination. And I want you to grab from that field to enforce your fields of courageous, inspiring, persevering, determined minds, hearts, and spirits, because we are going to push through. We're going to encourage each other. We're going to uplift each other. We're going to believe, and we're going to see, and we're going to occupy, and we are going to assume that the wish is fulfilled. And we're also going to have a lot of fun with it. But I am so looking forward to you. Determination. Let's keep bringing it, because that large sums of money, we are so happy and grateful. So many of us are going to be blessed so much with large sums of money. And you know, one thing that I'm learning from Bree Seeley and some of her other cohorts is like, when they were saying when female entrepreneurs earn money, they spend money differently, that helps communities. But here in this community too, in Reality Revolution, we are building this new earth social memory complex. So as you, as you start to earn and you start to bring in those large sums of money, and it's going to be poured back into the world in such a way that the impact will be undeniable. So the challenge today, and the momentum challenge, is to go look up this video, An Unforgettable Marathon Finish, 1984 women's first marathon with Gabriela Anderson-Schiess. And I want you to see yourself in whatever you're going through, whatever you're doing. I want you to summon your courage, summon your inspiring spirit, summon the perseverance to go, and summon the determination. And I want you to just see how you are going to succeed, and that's final. And we are going to keep persisting in our wishes fulfilled, and we are going to sit in the silence, visualizing it, but we are also going to take action to make it happen. So we are working all sides of the court here. So wonderful. That's the challenge. Go check it out, because as we keep moving on to our July 4th, it's going to be so exciting to watch all the things you do. Please leave. Right now would be the time to hit that like, or actually anytime, just hit the like and hit subscribe. And then also leave your positive comments, because as the group and the community starts pumping it up, we can all get behind each other's wishes fulfilled. And it's actually, on top of it all, it's so fun. VICTORY. Victory, right? Victory. That's our cry. Okay, so it's also courage, perseverance, determination, and inspiration. We're getting it. Nothing can stop us now. So, all right, with those powerful fingers, and you know what's next? Boom, boom, boom. Do 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 do. Peace in and peace out.